Never. That video has sparked so much inspiration in me. And I want to say the biggest part of this entire process is honestly, y'all, I'm gonna be real with y'all just from experience, right? If y'all listen, there's not really much that needs to be done. Our whole lives we've been taught backwards. The real world is the inner world, and everything outside of us is a reflection of that. If things in our lives aren't going the way that we want them to, it's because there's something inside of us that isn't the good, that isn't the way that you want it to be. So it's gonna take that inner work. It's gonna take that solitude for you to get emotionally involved with something other than what you see. And that's why full responsibility of everything is extremely important. Full responsibility. Me having full responsibility for everything that happens within this community and the direction that it goes in, like all the time, right? Full responsibility of how my relationships are with the people that are in my life. Full responsibility for the way that my surroundings are, full responsibility. Because that's the only way that I can change it. But if I say, nah, there's no way I had any involvement in the way that that happened, then when it continues to happen, we can't change it. So the biggest part of this entire process, when I tell y'all, I'm actually like when it comes to the topic of free will, it's a very touchy topic. When I think free will, it's more so the choice of being able to choose what you want to do. It's the choice to be able to direct your energy, your thoughts, and keep the right things on the screen of your mind. That's how I view free will. I don't view free will as in I get to make all of the choices that I want to make throughout the day, because at the end of the day, y'all, 95% of what we do is on autopilot. Like we think we're in control, but we're really in the driver's seat and our subconscious is taking over. And press the right things on your subconscious and get emotionally involved with those things. And that is just going to guide you. That's why you can't try to force something that's not meant to happen, because it's already done. It's already finished. The most important thing for you to do is sit in solitude and build an image of exactly what it looks like for what you want. Now, that's why I know for me, it's easier for me to focus on one thing. But if nor you're like, I'm doing this, like if you think about so for you, when I think about it, right? I'm like, okay, I see Noor at her restaurant, everybody doing their thing, probably already they know how to cook and all that by then. And then you're walking and you're going to the kids center and you're in like this business suit type with the heel. I don't know if you even wear heels. I don't know if Noor wear heels. But and then you're going there like getting emotionally involved, what that feels like to go into your restaurant and then go to the kids. What does that feel like? You're not worried about what does that feel like. That feeling of the abundance that you feel and the purpose that you feel is going to attract the experience. Same thing with Mandy. Like, what does it feel like to be in that space of the animal shelter, people coming in crying, hugging these dogs and picking them up and being like, man, I've been looking for, what does that feel like? You're not worried about money. You're not like, you're more emotionally involved with that. For you, Danielle, when you're there and people are sobbing and they're like, oh my gosh, like I've broken through so many barriers through going to this retreat and you guiding them in the best way possible and all of these different things, to where people are probably even reaching out to you, wanting you to do these personal experiences at their house. People like, I don't know, I'm gonna just throw names out there, like people maybe like Tony Robbins, Jay Shetty, or that, you know what I'm saying? Like these people having these experiences with you and being like, I want you to do this with my team. What does that feel like? You're not worried about money. You're just that magnetic energy, that emotional involvement, that radiance of being in that is exactly what's going to attract those experiences, because the inner world is the real world. So that is the most important thing. You shouldn't be trying or forcing to do anything throughout your day. I know for me, just like I told my coach, there's not a lot of people in the coaching program that I am in that actually understand the material like I do. But like when my coach was asking me certain questions, I was the only one that was actually getting the questions right. Y'all, I know what I'm talking about because I've experienced it. And in my life, if I'm not experiencing the results that I want, it's because I'm not spending enough time in solitude with myself. That's it. That's it. I'm not getting emotionally involved with the right things, or either I'm in this place of indecision where I'm not picking something to focus on. And it's causing that disintegration of energy, right? So I wanted to talk about the emotional involvement. And then also I wrote down to look for nothing. You shouldn't be looking for anything. Everything will come to you exactly when it's needed. Don't go looking and searching for the things. They will come to you. They will meet you right when they're needed. It's almost like going out and looking for a boyfriend, right? Versus being in the right place at the right time, meeting at a restaurant and y'all linking up like that and being like, damn, that was a good conversation. That was divine timing. Not going and searching for one. And the same way we've in the past, I don't know if everybody has experienced this, the same way you've got emotionally involved with being with your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whatever, right? That's the same way you should be with your goals. You know how you get a boyfriend and then that's all you thinking about. You think about what he doing, where he at, what we did last night that was good. Like that's the same way you should be with your goal. That type of emotional involvement. Um, And then I wanted to touch a little bit on that provide greater service. Never, don't hold back from the service that you provide. Like whenever you're talking to somebody, whenever you're pouring into somebody, whenever you feel that, should I pull back a little bit? No, because it's coming back to you tenfold. Always like serve, serve, serve. Always be pouring into other people, and it's always going to come back. It's always going to come back. So y'all know, obviously the biggest point of all of this is to really tap into that power that we all hold within. We go throughout this world, we go throughout our lives as people, not knowing what it feels like to be tapped into that power, but look at other people and do it the way that they've been doing it. But the creatives run this world. The creative runs this. Everybody's trying to look at the creative people that are tapped into that source and be like, damn, let me do it like that. But they'll never be like them because they're not tapped into that source. Never. Never. People look at what I'm doing and they're like, I want to do what Bree's doing. I'm tapped in. I'm tapped in. People are like, how do you handle X, Y? I'm tapped in. It's not me. I'm tapped into the goal. I'm tapped into the dream. I'm tapped into the aspirations, man. It's not me. This is God. I know God. A lot of people had this idea of what God is, right? And I had my own little belief system around God. Y'all, I was raised Baptist and Pentecostal. When I was at my grandma's house, I'd be at Baptist. When I'd be at my aunt and them house, I'm Pentecostal. I had PTSD from religion because of the you can't be gay or and I just look at their lives and I'd be like, hold on, something ain't right here. This God y'all talking about something is not the math ain't math in here because so my relationship with God now is completely different than it was then because I didn't know who God was then. Now I know who God is, and God is me. God is inside of me. God is my imagination. God is what I entertain, right? So get to know God, whatever that is for you. Higher power, God, divine, universe, it's inside of you. Get to know it. Nor.
Just a quick comment. I would love to hear your full story one of these days before you hit the big stage. I want to know, like, before you get there.
The big story of everything that happened.
Yeah, just like, everyone has a life story and how they got here. Like, I would really like to know your story at some point.
Yeah. No doubt, no doubt. I definitely make that happen. That'll be an inner circle conversation for sure. But yeah, y'all, look. I'm telling y'all, there's not much that has to be done. The hardest part is going to be changing the way that you think. Changing the way that you think, man. That'll be the hardest barriers to go through. But if you really allow yourself and your imagination to just go woo woo,